Hey guys, it is me, the senile simmer. Welcome to Generation 3 of the Never Get Bored a Legacy Challenge. And as always, this video is sponsored by EA and the EA Creators Network. Brendan got abducted. Now Carla, they're taking my household. Kindly return one before you take the next. And now a burglar all on the same night. Kelsi has had enough. This is Kelsi Bartlett. Her mother, Dominique, was helplessly addicted to candy, but somehow managed to thrive in edibles business. Kelsi's father was none other than the OG Travis Scott, who died shortly after she was born. Kelsi has several siblings born from her mother's poor decisions while under the influence. So now it's Kelsi's turn to make her way in San Myscino, and all she wants is to be in the spotlight. Fashion obsessed and ambitious, she leaves her small town life of the city. Struggling as a style influencer, she has a one night stand with a celebrity that changes her life. That is our goal. She will become famous, but first she has to figure out how to pay the bills. She just moved into a new apartment, but not without doing a major renovation to turn it into this cute little pink and purple version, leaving her with just 35 simoleons. She went downstairs to meet some people, grabbed a couple of posters, which she sold for 65 and 120 simoleons. She decided to keep the third one to decorate with because it's purple. She loves to dance, so she decided to try giving lap dances. Her first paid lap dance, and she got 600 simoleons. This is going to be easy money. Let's give the world's oldest profession a try. She gave a little bit of oral service, but I only gave her 50 simoleons. She used some of that money to buy a stripper pole. She made 50 simoleons while practicing, then 25, then 1. This guy must be out of money. She finds out that her mother's ex has died, and now mom has a crush on someone. What else is new? Sure, go for it, Mom. You will anyway. Misty Volker wants a lap dance for 700, and in return, she offered for JJ's service and got an additional 100 simoleons. A lap dance for Kyoshi for another 700, and the Romance Festival seems like the perfect place to practice her skills. She made over 1,000 from pole dancing and 700 from a lap dance. She came home dead on her feet, and some old lady vampire just invaded her home. You know you're supposed to pay for that, right? Oh, mom being mom? Yeah. It seems like not everyone is a fan of her work. And her mother's in labor again. I wonder who the father is. Well, welcome, Juliet. $800 for vaginal service. It seems like she's more like her mother than she would care to admit. She told him she was pregnant and that he is the father, and she said they should get married, and he rejected her. She went to talk to her mother and found out that her mother does not want to have grandchildren. She told her she's pregnant, and now they have a difficult family dynamic. Dominique, who are you to try and take the moral high ground? Really? A lap dance for Naya gives her 800, and scissoring for another 800. Maybe she can pick up some money at the Humor and Hijinks Festival. Only 796 simoleons, but she picked up one poster to sell and another for her wall. Carly Bora had a lap dance for 800 and a boob job for 400 more, so all in all, pretty good day's work. Tomorrow is Winterfest, and she's about ready to pop this baby out, so she tried one more time to get Powwow to marry her, and this time he agreed. They're married, but for some reason he didn't move in. It's Winterfest Day, and it's time to have a baby. He suggested the baby names of Seth and Zuri, so we had one of each. Twin Sis Early is not good. We invited Powell to stay over for a few days to help out. Supposed to be living there already. We had to do it that way. She discovered she's very attracted to Clement Frost, so she offered a lap dance, and he turned her down. But she mastered the prostitution skill, and now she thinks she's the best hoe in town. With both babies crying, Misty wants a boob job. Clement had a good time watching. He didn't want it, but he wanted to watch. Since she's mastered the lap dance, little boob service in the middle of the street, in the middle of a blizzard, is worth 500 simoleons. According to her father, he thinks Powell is pretty cool. Seth aged up wiggly, Zuri aged up intense, and they both got makeovers. We're going to try our first makeover odd job, and it looks like the client is satisfied. We only made 640 simoleons at the Spice Festival. Guess it was spicy enough. Kelsi and Powell went to a custody hearing about custody rights. Kelsi got custody of Seth, and Zuri went to Powell. Powell asked if she could take the kids for a while. Like, you just got them and whatever. Powell came over, so Kelsi tried to flirt and found out he's not into her. So you mind telling me how we got two kids? It's fine, but if he doesn't want to be with her, why bother staying married? So she divorced him. Kelsi keeps failing her makeovers because the customers don't even show up. At 20K, we'll be moving to a lot where she can set up her home salon, and we still need about 6,000 simoleons. I'm going to try another sheer brilliance job. Let's hope the customer shows up this time. He did and was satisfied with her work. We tried another one, and the client didn't show up again. We discovered this generation's family recipe is the Heartbreak Healer blueberry pancakes. We tried another job. They still hadn't showed up, so she's going off to GeekCon to see about pole dancing and lap dancing for the nerds. Several lap dances later, we have enough money to move out of the apartment, a boob job, and an oral service, and she's ready to go home almost 8,000 simoleons richer. We're moving to Del Sol Valley to be a star, baby. Let's find her a cute two-bedroom house. This one by Juke Velde will do. We no sooner got her moved in and redecorated when her mother's friend Ashley invited her to the lounge, so of course she said yes. Lap dance, anyone? Cliff Edmondson, global superstar, took her up on the offer, much to the delight of the paparazzi. We need to head home, because if Zuri is aged up, we need to age up Seth too. We tried to make a cake for him, but it was too late. So while Dad helped with potty time, let's get Seth a makeover. Kelsi is feeling sick but doesn't have enough money for medicine, and her client hasn't showed up again. So we'll have to sell some of her kids' birthday presents. We'll let him keep chompy. We opened the business and maxed our pole dancing skill and made 3,800 simoleons on our first day. Not bad. Should only go up from there. We decided to add a bathroom for the customer's comfort. You know, I would think I'm paying Nanny Pritchett too much if she can afford 1,000 simoleons for a lap dance, except I'm not paying her at all. And now Nanny Vicker wants oral service right in front of the yoga class. Meanwhile, two people froze to death. She tried to save one of them by seducing Grimm, but her plea fell on deaf ears. It took some time off-screen to build a building for the yoga classes. Cliff Edmondson, global superstar, came for a boob job, and the nanny wants vaginal. Tried to introduce herself to Cliff, but she freaked out. Girl, he's had his junk all on you. Why are you acting shy now? She's pregnant by her nanny. Well, that's job security for him, I guess. When she told him, he reacted badly because of course he did. Why don't these men step up when they get their hookers pregnant? 7,000 simoleons from the business today. She said they should get married. He said no. The next morning, he changed his mind, so they went off to get married. She asked if he wanted children, and he does not. She tried reassuring him about the pregnancy. She tried flirting. She tried seducing him. They went to early childbirth classes together. Nothing worked, so she decided not to keep this child or this marriage. I just found out I can seduce the ghost into giving and receiving services. We had to give up on the sheer brilliance mod since it seems to be broken. And here comes Seth coming out to ask the nanny to read him a book while he's giving mom some for JJ love. I gotta love it. Wonder why our generations are so messed up, right? Oh, Dominique is now an elder, and Ashley, her mother's best friend, who was kind of an aunt to her, has passed away. Feeling a bit out of sorts, Kelsi headed to the club where she tried to seduce a celebrity because she believed that will make her a celebrity as well. Several obliged, including Brendan Gunther and Keith Hastings, and one of these celebrities is now the father of her next baby. It's Brendan, and he's an elder, so we need to act fast. He won't come over, so she goes back to the club hoping he would show up. She isn't able to connect with him, so when she invites Keith over with a plan to convince him that he is the father. After several friendly introductions, she decided to cloud gaze with Keith, which really did help. Times for some flirting. She told him about the pregnancy, but she wasn't able to tell him that he's the father, and then he left. That night, she was able to get Brendan to come over, and she told him about the baby, so they went for paternity tests. He reacted very poorly to the news that he is the father of her child. The next day, she had to ask him 3 times to marry her before he finally agreed reluctantly. This is her third marriage because she was pregnant, all 3 of them. Just like the others, he didn't automatically move in, but a few minutes later, he did pop the question, so he's properly where a husband belongs. Seth aged up with the active trait and rambunctious scamp aspiration. Let's give him and Gunther a makeover. Cuddling in bed is a great way to raise romance. A quickie with the ghost to raise funds. We need to build another bedroom for Seth. 1 minute they're very satisfied, the next minute they woohoo, which makes them despise each other. Hey Simstein, is this a glitch or a feature? Thank goodness for mods. It's baby time. Welcome baby Carla. An invitation to the flea market gives multiple chances to make some money. And Carla aged up calm with a makeover. And we are pregnant again after GeekCon to make some simoleons. Seth is now a B student. She came home exhausted, but she saved a little for her husband. Something is wrong with the pregnancy, and she has had a miscarriage. Her aunt Sierra has died. Also, her uncles Corbin and Trevor, all on the same day. Brendan has died on Harvest Fest. It's a shame, really, because I think they were kind of happy considering she seduced him for fame. She tried pleading with Grim, but to no avail. But of course, like her mother, she has no coping skills, and a girl has to make them simoleons. So here we go. Oh, and of course, she's pregnant with Grim's baby. She's finally a 1-star celebrity and level 5 cosmetology. She aged up to an adult, and she thinks she might be ready for this baby. So, wait, girl. You're holding your baby and you didn't think to put her down before prostituting yourself? Girl, you're nasty. You're nasty. Seems like Carla didn't want to be a father, and he does have all the power when you think about it. She got invited to the club, and while she wasn't really feeling up to it, there's money to be made, and so off we go. Seth completed his aspiration. Carla aged up to a charmer. Kelsi got abducted. What are the odds that she's pregnant? Yep, of course she is. All of her hairstyles now come with a happy ending. She got to choose a formative moment. There wasn't one for, hey, my mom was addicted to edibles, so I went with the one that would help her gain fame faster. Seth is an A student, and we're going to the Humor and Hijinks Festival. She got this really weird warning. I guess no one can say she wasn't warned if something happens. We're off to the Gnome Museum, where she made a few bucks, peed herself, and ran home in embarrassment, but not before performing just one more service. Like I said, girl, you're nasty. Ah, quick woohoo, it's her ghost husband, and she's in labor with the baby. She'll have to go alone since she has no idea who the father is, as it's from the alien abduction. So let's meet Elizabeth, technician. We expanded the bedroom to make room for Elizabeth. We opened the business and found we have a virus and paid to hire a new technician. Our business is now a hopeful hustle, and we go for tips. It's Winterfest, and it was kinda awful. Seth is level 10 creativity. Lizbeth aged up intense. Seth aged up gloomy with the goal-oriented teen aspiration. We do some makeovers for Seth and Lizbeth, both alien and disguised forms. Kelsi has gone from family-oriented to hates children. Can you blame her? We need to max out her romance skill. It's currently only at level 4, so the plan is to go on a series of blind dates. Maybe a little less hoeing it up, and a little more looking for love. Orion Dang. Things went well until she collapsed from exhaustion. When she woke up, the date was about over, so she decided she might as well make a couple of simoleons. Gabriella Volkov. Ah, she's a vampire, not a werewolf, as we expected. That first kiss came way too quick. We decided to make a few bucks and see what the next date would bring. Orion invited her to the Spice Festival, so she went there instead. But nothing saying we can't make a little ka-ching. Kyla aged up hot-headed with a cool kid aspiration and got a makeover. Dominique has died, decided for some reason to go with rebirth for her, and we chose the Delgado family of Oasis Springs. We made her in the image of her new parents, but kept her red hair. Wonder if we'll see her again. Seth joined the football team, another blind date with Angela McLeod, and she's instantly unattracted to her, although they have amazing compatibility and would be great friends. While she's making a bit of cash, her ex walked by, so she decided to take some of his money as well. Still feeling fresh, she decided on another blind date, this time with Anderson O'Malley. They have a strong romantic satisfaction. Wait, all she did was say hello. First kiss, and she's level 7 romance skill. And she immediately died of a broken heart. Great. We decided to make her a playable ghost because there would be no one left to raise her kids when Seth moved out. So, of course, she immediately seduced Grim. What else did you expect? While Ghost Kelsi sleeps, Astral Protection Kelsi works on her skills. A lot of things have been happening lately that make Kelsi feel a bit gloomy. She has been rekindling her relationship with her ghost husband, Brendan, hoping to get pregnant with his baby, but she's already pregnant with Grim's baby. Well, dang. Lisbeth, aged up, inquisitive. She was about to hoe it up with one of her hair customers, but Brendan showed up and proposed. Of course, she said yes. They eloped immediately. She is back with the only man she ever truly loved. No more hoeing it up for her, although maybe a little pole dancing would be okay. Seth is now an A student, so all we need to do is finish getting Kelsey to level 10 romance. He also completed part of his aspiration, and we meet Grimborn Haley Reaper. Orion called her for a date, and she turned him down. That is a first. Seth got promoted. Kelsey got level 8 cosmetology. She bought a drone to stream her activities. She's now a 2-star celebrity. Checking Seth's aspiration, we see that he's going to need a side hustle, so we decide to give him a massage table so he can start working on that skill. Haley aged up Sunny. We moved the massage table outside. As long as it was inside the business, Seth couldn't tend the tables, so he couldn't charge for his massages. Kelsey wants to spend the day in Sulani, so we plan a Sunday morning outing. Kelsey and Seth do some snorkeling. She builds a sandcastle with Brendan, and then a little beach woohoo. Seth took out the boat while his sister lounged on a floaty, and then she invited Jared over and made a friend. And then everyone went home, completing one item off Kelsey's unfinished business list. Seth came home from Sulani with an attitude, which gave him a difficult family dynamic with Kelsey. But it seems like all that yelling at family made him feel quite cheerful. Well, Seth was going to play football with one of the nannies. I guess it was just too much for her. Kelsey's level 8 romance. Carla invited over a classmate and then proceeded to get in a fight with her. Girl, you were supposed to befriend her, not fight her. Anderson called to say he has a crush on her, but Kelsey said, let's just be friends. Kelsey made the greatest dish ever. It's part of her bucket list. We went to Sulani to sail around in the boat for a while. Another check on her bucket list. Lisbeth aged up adventurous with a rambunctious scamp aspiration. On Thursday, we went to school with Seth so he could attend Career Day. He watched all 3 presentations, but there was no talk about which career he should go with. Is this a missed opportunity in The Sims 4? Nah, I must have missed something. Oh, and then we went to the football rally, and that was kind of dumb too. Well, Kelsey mastered charisma, but we need romance, so she asked Brendan on a romantic date. Nope, Haley aged up independent, and Kelsey is now romance level 9. We went to the prom with Seth, as it was the last chance to do this. Carla aged up with the child of the village trait, and because she's hot-headed, I decided to give her the public enemy aspirations. And then I decided to turn on some lot traits. Had I done this earlier, we'd probably already have maxed out that romance skill, but whatever. Brendan got abducted. Now Carla, they're taking my home household. Kindly return one before you take the next. Lisbeth, please tell your relatives to stop their nonsense. And now a burglar all on the same night. Kelsi has had enough. Seth got a football promotion and that finished that part of his aspiration. Kelsi maxed her cosmetology skill. Seth decided to take the day off from school to see if he could work on his aspiration. It turns out the massage table does not count as a side hustle, and we're running out of time since he ages up tomorrow. So we had him do an early graduation and then we aged him up and out of the house. So, Kelsi did not complete her aspiration and only got to level 9 in romance. But hers was a story of how she meant to seduce a star, hoping some of his fame would rub off on her. However, she fell in love, and when he died, she half-heartedly tried to get back into her career until she died of a broken heart, which gave their spirits a chance to reunite. She never again worked the streets and instead earned an honest living as a hairdresser. So this is how Generation began, and this is how it ended. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Generation 1 and 2 are available if you need to catch up, and we will see you next time when we live out Seth's dreams to become a world-class boxer. As always, I leave you with hugs and cookies, and I will see you all next time. And if you've made it this far, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button. You know I love it when you do that. And also leave a comment. I'll be sure to reply. I can be found on Bluesky, Twitter, and Facebook, all Senile Simmer. And above all, have a really great day. Bye-bye.